Yes, good afternoon, good evening, or good day, no matter where this message might find you. I want to speak to you, Mr. Bia. I want to speak to you. As I said it last Thursday, a few weeks ago, you asked your Secretary of State, your Secretary General at your presidency, to begin working with your security intelligence officers to build up a plot for one single purpose: to physically eliminate me, kidnap me, or find a means to silence me forever. This is exactly what you did. Last Thursday, I got a telephone call from someone working within your own circle, confirming to me your diabolic machinations to silence me and to go after other Ambazonian citizens who find themselves in Western Europe, in Belgium, in Luxembourg, Austria, Germany, the Scandinavia, France, all for one single purpose: to keep yourself in power in perpetuity and to continue to enslave the people of the British Southern Cameroons, the people of Ambazonia. Mr. Bia, I told you that I'm going to speak to you candidly, fervently, and vehemently. And this is my message to you today. You have persistently talked about issues of war. You have told us time and time again that for those who want peace, they must prepare for war. Yet, what have you done? You have been amassing arms from China and from other parts of the world, all for one single goal: to use it to dehumanize and to depersonalize not just the people of Ambazonia, but the citizens of your own country, La Republique du Cameroun. You have time and time again, Mr. Bia, taken the role of God. Yes, you've taken everything from everybody in Cameroon. Worst of all, you have destroyed millions of lives in the Federation of Ambazonia. You have reduced the people of Ambazonia to situations worse than that of a beggary. You have imbued fear, which has become part and parcel for what we are not, but for what we are now. All because you want to play God. Mr. Bia, let me tell you something. When I was born in 1970, a certain Mr. Thomas Ngembus connived with one Colonel Titus Malonge to remove my father from the Cameroon Development Corporation so that Malonge's own junior brother could take over that position. At the same time, when my father was being promoted to the CDC head office in Bota, he lost his job, Mr. Bia. He was paid off from his job, 5 francs CFA, when you and your people of La Republique du Cameroun have already taken hostage of the people of the former British Southern Cameroons. My father became a victim of a Bassa conspiracy simply because the Foncha administration has acted under international laws by opening our borders to protect citizens running from your own country, running from a butchery that was being implemented by you and Amadou Ayijo and Gaulis France against Ernest Owanji, Felix Roland Momi, Yobe, and all the others who were fighting for independence of your country. Mr. Bia, I have had enough of you. I have taken it until I am no longer willing to take it. If you think you can continue to play God over the lives of millions of people and think that the only thing we can do, or I, Dr. Ebenezer Derrick Mbongo Akwanga, can do, is to speak to you or send you resolutions, you are making a big mistake. You are making a big mistake, Mr. Bia. What you have to understand is simple. On Friday, the 12th of April, 1991, I sent a message to you from Victoria. A message geared towards the number of students whom you have ordered to be abducted, killed, or detained when they began striking on the 4th of March, between the 2nd, the 3rd, and 4th of March, 1991, at the then Yaoundé University. Mr. Bia, you set up a commission of which there was one Justice Samuel Mokalifafa Endeli, and your then spokesman, Koncho Komeni, to declare that not a single life was lost, not a single student was detained, not a single family never saw the remains of their loved ones. And when the people continue to complain, you declare it démocratie avancée. That was not enough. In 1993, after we have forced you, we have marched under the rain and under the sun that you should create a university. What did you do? You bent under pressure, created that university, and imposed upon us, Mr. Bia, one Dorothy Limunganjuma, who from every indication comes from the other side of Lucifer. She became more than a tyrant to the students of that university. As first student union president, I created the foundation of the University of Boya Students Union based on the Anglo-Saxon system. And when you make an attempt, when your government attempted to increase school fees from the simple 50,000 that our poor parents were unable to pay because of your thievery to 550,000 CFA, 250,000 for the Faculty of Social or Faculty of Arts, 350 for Faculty of Management and Social Sciences, and 550 for the Faculty of Science. And I told your representative on the 9th of August, 1993, that they will increase that fees over my dead body. You took it personal. And from that moment, the anger you have over me became pure hatred. And you decided that the best thing to keep your rule going is to silence me forever. I stood against that increase of tuition, not for my own good, for the good of unborn children in the British Southern Cameroons, in the Federation of Ambazonia. And I knew at the end of the day, I will pay for it. Yes, you took monies from me. You took my tuition fee and summarily dismissed me from the University of Boya, declared me persona non grata in any institutions of higher learning in Cameroon. As if that was not enough, your government poisoned me and kept me bedridden for 8 months. When I came out of that bedriddeness, I decided to pursue a career within the church, the Presbyterian Church in Cameroon, for which I was born into. Once again, what did you do, Mr. Bia? You ordered from Yaoundé that I should not be allowed to become a member of the theological seminary of the Presbyterian Church in Cameroon. You turn your guns on the church. And the Right Reverend Henry Anyi Awasum and Nyansako Ninku bent to your orders. Though I was the overall best candidate, They removed my name from the list and brought in the name of someone who did not even pass the entrance examination. You have not only captured the state, Mr. Biya, you have captured the Presbyterian Church in Cameroon. Likewise, captured the Cameroon Baptist Convention, captured the Roman Catholic Church. Of course, you are the moderator of the PCC, the head of the CBC, and the representative of the Roman Catholic Church. Paul Biya. Paul Bartholomew Biya Bimvondo. Paul Biya. You are a moron. You are a murderer. You are an assassin. For the number of lives you have wasted, for the number of people whose lives have been destroyed, you have mortgaged millions of lives for your own personal benefit, for the benefit of your family, for the benefit of your tribe, and for the benefit of your proconsuls and acolytes. Yes, you think you can play God. You think you can steal, you can rob the people. And then you continue to threaten us. You threaten me with silencing me, never to speak again. You threaten my family. I ask you, Mr. Biya, you are playing to the whims and caprices of the global war on terrorism. You think that because people are scared of being called terrorists or extremists, they will not be able to stand up to you. Mr. Biya, I am the cancer in your life, but you are the incurable cancer in the lives of the people of the Federation of Ambazonia, in the lives of the people of La Republique du Cameroun. But there is only one way to remove that cancer from our lives. We have asked you to get away from our lives. Mr. Biya, get away from my life. You murderer, you assassin, you state robber, you thief. Who do you think you are? God? Mobutu played God. It didn't work. Anme Secretary played God. It didn't work. Nasimbe Eyadema Etienne played God. It didn't work. Even your cousin, Omar Alben Bongo played God. It didn't work. Who exactly do you are? Is it a competition between you and Pol Pot of Cambodia? Are you trying to break the record of Idi Amin Dada when he was at the top of things in Uganda? Or you want to get into the annals of the same book that Adolf Hitler finds himself in? You will not do that over the lives of the people of Ambazonia. We have had enough of you. And let me tell you something. You have made 5 attempts to kill me. When you arrested me in 1997 and framed me up and tried me in a military tribunal, and then you asked that the only Anglophone judge, the only Southern Cameroonian judge in that panel of 3 judges to be replaced, the then Colonel Fomunda, that he should be removed because he raised up an objective matter of principles of law. What did you do? You got your brother from Balmayo, got your cousin from the north, got your nephew from the west, and then your own brother from Eboloa as the state council to try us, to try me in a military court. Mr. Bia, there is something I want you to know. You do not have monopoly to violence. You do not have. If you think people are scared of being labeled terrorists and extremists, I, Dr. Ebenezer Derrick Mbongo Akwanga, I am not. You see me? I am a living example of the broken and battered lives of the young men and women, the old, the octogenarians in the Federation of Ambazonia and in La Republique du Cameroun. All what you have done to me epitomizes how evil you are. But there comes a time when this evil has to be brought to an abrupt end. We will no longer be afraid to challenge you. Don't think we will be writing lengthy resolutions asking for Parliament to change X or Y. You told us that he who wants peace must prepare for war. And the time has come, Mr. Bia. Look at what you turned me into. You see? This is what you turned me into. As if that is not enough. You think only you can go and make black magic that will take over the hearts of the people of Ambazonia and the people of La Republique du Cameroun until we have become a cursed people living in a fear-drenched community. When I sent you a message on Thursday, I got a number of people who have to back out from being my friends on Facebook. Do you know when people are so scared of your name, just your name, do you know what that signifies? It signifies one thing, Bartholomew. It signifies that you are truly the archangel of the Prince of Darkness. Your name is Lucifer. When I learned about Pol Pot and what he did to the people of Cambodia, little did I know that you will catch up with him so soon. You have never explained to the people of Ambazonia what happened in Lake Nyos. All attempts to backlash it, to treat it as some chemical explosive has failed. Yet, the people of whom are not in peace. You threaten them every day. You go after them. Yet you collect their taxpayers' money and live lavishly with your wife Chantal, Paul Bia Jr., Brenda, Frank. That is the type of person you are. A thief, a murderer, an assassin, a moron. You can't play God in my life, Mr. Bia. You can't. You can't play God. You can't play God, Mr. Bia. This is what you have turned every Southern Cameroonian into. This is what you have turned the people of Ambazonia into. And this is what every citizen of La Republique du Cameroun will become. They have had enough of you. When you stole a packet of sugar in the seminary, one would have thought that you would have learned your lesson when you were not allowed to enter into priesthood for stealing a packet of sugar. No, you didn't learn anything. I can't even say you learned how to steal from Aijo. You were just born a robber, a thief. That is why it is with so ease, without a conscience, that you can empty the coffers of the state of La République du Cameroun. That you will collect oil from Victoria, and even where that oil is coming from the hinterlands of Ndian, you don't give a damn whether the people take 2 weeks to get back home. If anyone asks you, why were you fighting and killing innocent Nigerians over Bakassi? No, it wasn't because you love the people of Ambazonia. Neither do you even love the people of La République du Cameroun. It was because of your fear that that particular area, that source of resources for you, that wealth, which was coming out from that particular area of that land, was going to be curtailed if you do not do something. You open up health centers and clinics all over the place without beds. Oh yes, you can have medical treatment abroad. You can even go to Germany with the monies you've collected from our people to buy a hospital at Baden-Baden. The Germans won't complain. They won't hold you responsible. Why? Because you are helping to boost their economy. Paul Biya. I wrote to John Paul II, His Holiness of late, to complain about how mischievous you are, how wicked you are. I even proposed to the Pope that you should be excommunicated from the Roman Catholic Church. And I will do so again now to Pope Benedict. I think those who go to the Roman Catholic Church should rise up and prepare a petition to the Vatican that if you are not excommunicated, they will leave the church. For you are a living evil example of everything that stands for Christianity. You have become more than a terrorist in our lives. And you think you can frighten me to submission? You think you can plot against me? What haven't I seen, Mr. Biya? What haven't I seen? When you arrested me on the 24th of March 1997, what was my crime? What exactly was my crime? You asked the gendarmes to give me coffee so that I should dance on sharp gravels, shouting Paul Biya before God. You, Paul Bartholomew, before God. Who is that God that you have been come before him? I used to think I am angry, Mr. Biya, until I realized how much I hate you. I realized how much I hate you. But I really don't want to see you dead. I want you arrested. I want you tried. I want you to spend time in Kondenge, where you sent me to. That very Kondenge, where you killed Ngwa Richard Fomuso. Where you let him die on a spring Vono bed without mattress at the Yaoundé maximum security prison of Kondenge, prison dispensary. I want you to spend time in Kondenge. I want you, Mr. Biya, to have only cockroaches and bed bugs as your cellmates for what you did to me. Mr. Biya, That Kondenge, where you kill Fai Lawrence, Yimbu Patrick. That Kondenge, where you kill Julius Ngundi, Chenomo Martin. That Kondenge, where you murdered Ntaneng Daniel Ndifon. I want you to spend time in Kondenge maximum security prison. That is where the people of La Republique should keep you. Because if you die today of natural causes, Mr. Bia, one of the issues which the people of Ambazonia will use for the negotiation is for your trial. We will try your corpse. We will confiscate it. And we will put it in jail. Why are you so wicked, Paul Biya? Why? Why can't you leave us alone? Why? Why are you so wicked? You steal our monies and send your daughter to the United States to study. Why you send us here on permanent exile, running away from a dreaded tarantula as you are? Have you watched some of the videos of what your gurus, your gangs are doing to our people? Beating them on the streets? Beating our mothers, our fathers? Have you seen what they have done to our brothers and sisters of the law? Simply because they are exercising their God-given rights of protest? Do you think it is sensible again for any of us to go to the streets without arming ourselves against you? Mr. Bia, you have accused me for buying arms, to ship arms to Cameroon, to topple your regime. You are fully aware that if truly I have accumulated those arms, you will no longer be in power. Oh yes, I will come after you. There is no argument that no amount of demonstration can change the status quo. On the 26th of May, 1990, what did you do? You used grenades on unarmed civilians. And at the end of the day, what has the world done? Those individuals lost their lives. Lost their ability to be human. And today, you are in good terms with the Social Democratic Front, which many lost their lives for. So, give me a justification why people should carry palm branches to go to the streets to demonstrate against you instead of arms. Give me a reason. Do you think you have monopoly to violence? Some people say they don't want war, as if you have not already put La Republique du Cameroun and even the people of Ambazonia on a war path many years ago. What is war? What exactly is war, Mr. Bia? Is it not what you are doing to our people? Is it not what you are doing to me? You attempted to silence me while I was in Nigeria in exile 5 times. 5, Mr. Bia. 5. Do you know how to count? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You failed. Yet you didn't learn your lesson. Morons don't learn. A counterfeiter like you don't learn. You are a political riffraff. You want to put yourself at the apex of everything when you are nothing. Mr. Bia, you and me are all dust in the eyes of God. There are times I ask myself that man is created out of the image of God. Is it true that you, Paul Bia, you are also an image of God? Are you not the very foundation of what Lucifer wants for this world? In Vomeka, what have you done to your people in Vomeka? What have you done? What have you done to your own people in Vomeka, Paul Biya? You feel a bunch of nincompopes, non-entities, who have never fought war. You made them generals. Generals so that they, who have gained their attribute of generals for the sole purpose of persecuting the very people who are the taxpayers, who buy their uniforms, their boots, and the guns that they move around with. Because you think people are scared of coming out in the open and asking for your government to be overthrown. You run a satanic regime. When you think things were running so bad for you, you have to sacrifice human blood and drink it. Why should I be surprised why you are wicked? If the very woman that you made your own life with, you have to end her own beer in a very shocking manner. You can't debate that you didn't end her life. Remember, she was your wife, but she was the first lady of La Republique du Cameroun. How many people saw her corpse? She didn't have an incurable disease like you, because that is what you are. You are an incurable disease. You cannot be reformed, Mr. Biya. You have passed reformation. The only thing that can happen is we need to destroy you. You need to be destroyed. You cannot be reformed. You collect more than 600,000. Whether it's 600 million or what. You come to Western Europe. You spend your time in a hotel with your distant relatives and cousins and Chantal. I can't blame her. A woman you pick from the gutter cannot advise you well. That is why you opted for her after killing Jean Irene. Mr. Biya, Côte d'Ivoire is suffering today from what Felix Houphouët-Boigny did to the people of that country. You take advantage that there are about 250 tribes in both Ambazonia and La Republique du Cameroun, and nothing can happen because there are so many. You are being deceived by yourself. A pathological liar like you does not have the ability to reason. Let me tell you what comes. You will be removed from power. Because he who wants peace must prepare for war. And even if you die in the course of that act, we will try your remains. We will try the remains of your wife, Chantal. And your children will not have anywhere to hide themselves. We will try each and every one of them. For the lives of all the people you have killed. For the lives of the people that you have destroyed. You have desecrated on our tradition. In Ambazonia, Mr. Biya, what we know is that our traditional rulers are not classified. It is something that comes from bloodline. It is a lineage. But what have you done? What have you done? You think when you classify them and give them chicken coins out of our contributions, our taxpayers' money, our natural resources, you will make them worthy enough to persecute their subjects. It is the right for the people of Mankong to overthrow Fonanguafo. Let the fund disappear. Let it happen in every fundum where you, Mr. Bia, have imposed a tyrant on the people. A sub-tyrant as you are. Let the people rise up and let them disappear. Your government can no longer be babied. Mr. Bia, long time ago, I stopped babying you. I cannot baby you. I can't baby a monster. Mr. Bia, I can't baby a monster. You see this? This is the mark of a boot of a gun, a fire gun. When you order that all my teeth should be removed. You ordered that I should be fed with human feces and urine. You ordered 6 gendarme women to rape me. You ordered that plastic bags should be put on fire and let it drop on my body. You ordered that I should dance on sharp gravels that pour beer before God. You ordered that Peter Oben Ashu should use bottles to insect into the vaginas of women in Du. As if that was not worst. You ordered that Emmanuel Conce Ndifo Ntane should be arrested in Oku, raped by the military, and then a 6-inch nail pierced towards his urinary, and his lifeless body was dumped by the roadside at Sabga Hill. That is what you ordered. You ordered that the toes of Kang Zakaria and Jifet should be brutally butchered. You ordered that Philip Tete should not be allowed to take his medications, and that he should be starved to death. You have reduced even our churches to spiritually bankrupt community, Mr. Bia. Look at my own people, my own family, the Bakure clan. What have you done? You've turned Musonge against Inoni. You've created camps amongst the Bakure people because you think when they are united, when they are unified, you will find it very difficult to break through. It is not just dividing the Bakure people of Boya. After you've divided us, fighting one another, after you've taken everything away from us, it is no longer an Inoni against Musonge camp. It is Bakure Boya against Bakure Victoria. That is Bisongabang. You think you can get yourself involved into the royal conflict that is ongoing? You have been unable to resolve it. You see, you have made the people so scared of your name. Turn our nation into a fear-driven community. And make the people of La Republique du Cameroun unable to see beyond their stomach. And every time things are not going well for you, you tend to find a way out by accusing Dr. Ebenezer Derrick Mbongo Akwanga. Mr. Bia, you are a swine. You get me? You are a swine that the people of La Republique du Cameroun and even us from Ambazonia made an error by putting a gold ring on your nose, not knowing that you will take it into the depth of the mud. I don't really know where your own species of piglet comes from. You are worse than a state robber. To call you an embezzler, to call you a thief, to call you a pickpocketer, is belittling your real qualities. You think you can silence me? Even if you manage to kill me before your own death, my spirit will not be silent. Look at it. When people died on the rail train at Ezeka, you have imbued so much fear into the people that all they could do is to complain. I hope you remember Monique Komate, the woman whose pregnant stomach was operated with a blade. And yet Lankintinin was not bent down. Mr. B, I abhor the death penalty. Not because it is morally wrong, but because several times it is legally incorrect. But for you, locking you up at Kondenge maximum security prison will not suffice for millions of people of La Republique du Cameroun and millions of people from the Federation of Ambazonia. You belong to the deepest place in hell, which Dante calls an inferno. You see? You see what you've done to Oben Maxwell, Eyong? You have now made him practically a blind man for more than 3 years, simply because he was caught holding a book. You see what you did to me? This is me in Kondenge. You see what you did to me? I couldn't withstand light with my eyes. Do you remember this man? Do you remember how he warned us against the consequences of the people of the British Southern Cameroons joining with La Republique du Cameroun? Do you remember? Have you read this book? Not Guilty. Have you read this book, which best explain what your evil, tyrannic, autocratic, and brutal dictatorship have done to millions of people from the Federation of Ambazonia and La Republique du Cameroun, where they find themselves in Western world, where Not Guilty explains the plight of refugees, or because of you, Paul Bia Bimvondo. I don't know whether your father slept with your mother on the birth date of Lucifer, because your level of wickedness, of crazy wickedness, I don't know where it actually comes from. You will open your big tongue, take your left hand, collect the Holy Communion from the Pope. The moment that you eat it, you turn and give orders for a couple of students and young men and women to be butchered. You drink their blood. And you think, oh, no one can rise against me. Everything they do, I will just say they are terrorists. Who is afraid of being called a terrorist? Who is afraid? Who is afraid of being called a terrorist? Mr. Bia, in this life where we are, anyone who have not found something worthy enough to die for has no reason to live. Has no reason to live. Let me tell you something. You said they should set a plot against me to silence me. That should find a means to frame me up. And that they should frame other Southern Cameroonians, Ambazonian citizens in the Western world. On one grounds, that they want to topple your regime, they want to bring war to Cameroon. War, which has already begun years ago, unfortunately being fought only under your own terms. Yes, this war issue you keep talking every now and then is because it has been fought under your own terms. That is why you have the audacity to talk about us trying to start war in Cameroon. Paul Biya. Paul Biya. Paul Biya Bimvu. I have called you 3 times. I repeat, I have called you 3 times. I want you to take this very, very seriously. The issue between you and me is personal. For all what you have done to me as an individual, for all what you have done to me and my family, for all what you have done to my tribe and to my people, you are going to pay the price for it. But this is what I want you to know now. As a cancer to the body of the people of Ambazonia, no election or resolutions can remove you from us. You have to be extricated with the expertly knife of a surgeon. We need to destroy you. Your government must be removed from control by every means possible. If those to whom that our taxpayers' money have bought them uniforms and guns are unable to do it, then the people should not rise empty-handed. It is their right to arm themselves against this evil that comes from Dante's deepest inferno. Mr. Biya, if we do not destroy your regime now, if we do not stop you, we will realize that no one will be there any longer to put an end to this carnage that has befallen us. You are worse than a curse to all of us. To me, it is personal. I am ready to go to jail again. But I, Dr. Ebenezer Derrick Mbongo Akwanga, I am not ready. I repeat, I am not ready to let you have a control over my life. It will not be stones heaped on you or tires burned on it. It will not just be petrol bombs or Molotov cocktails. Not at all. We will not use catapults. But even they are poison bow and arrows. The very weapons which our taxpayers have bought. Because silence at this particular hour against you and your satanic regime definitely means cooperation. I have never seen someone so conscientiously dead, so morally bankrupt, that he fails to learn from history. Do you know how Jean Bender Bokassa ended? The man who turned a republic into an empire, stole billions upon billions from the people of Central Africa, went to France. He was duped of that money and was unable to pay even water bill. He begged to return back to Central Africa. Before he died, he was physically blind, spiritually dead, before he was physically dead. Do you know that? You might not know because you are not a man of the books. After stealing so much from us, you came over to the United States and make arrangement, paid monies for the University of Maryland to offer you an honorary doctorate degree because the title of Fond of Fonds, Chinda of Chindas, armed robber of armed robbers, was not enough. You want another title to be added. And they started calling you Dr. Beer. And you were happy. Doctor of what? You are doctor of what? Rape? Murder? Assassination? Stealing? You are the fathers of all existing morons. Look at you. You think we are stupid. When you knew that you were coming to Boya, yes, you plagiarized everything from Daniel Webster's, crammed it into your small, imbecile head, came to Boya. I was born a Cameroonian. You were born a Cameroonian. What actually you were supposed to say? Simple. I was born a thief. I shall live a thief. I shall for always remain a thief. So help me, Lucifer. For that is exactly who you are. You will go to any length to steal from the people. You will go to any length to murder to stay in power. So, how many more years have the witch doctors told you that you are supposed to live? How many more years? Did they tell you, or did they inform you that you will go to heaven like Prophet Elijah? What exactly is wrong with you, chop broke pot? What is wrong with you? Today, it is Comrade Numvi Walters, chair, and others languishing illegally in prison. And the hundreds of young men and women you rounded up in womb, many of them are still behind bars. Now you send your gurus on the streets. They are undressing our sisters. Lawyers, removing their robe, their gowns, and everything they are putting on. In the same way you did to the students at the then Yaoundé University on April 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, 1991. For beer. You are a disgrace to humanity. You are a disgrace. If you, Mr. Bia, is supposed to be a reason for anyone to strive to lead his country or her country, then the world will be leaderless. Fun of funds, catechist of catechists, arm robber of arm robbers. What else? You are a clando driver of clando drivers. Everything you are the chief. Field Marshal, Air Marshal, Doctor, Chief Fund, armed robber, murderer, assassin, chief catechist, Cardinal Paul Biya Bimvondo. You should not treat human respect for you as a person as fear. For the fear in me of you died many years ago. Okay? It died many years ago. You have turned the people of Ambazonia to the type of rubber balls that we used to create from the thrown away rubber at the Tico rubber factory. Who are we? We have become the training ground for your rapid intervention battalion. They call themselves B. Where you go there, you find a bunch of illiterates who can neither read and write their name. You write the word A, they will not be able to pronounce it. That is what we are. Their training ground. They can beat on our physical body. They will insult us, spat on us. They will do whatever evil they are supposed to do. And where are you? You are in a hotel in Europe. Or do you want us to track down the hotel where you are and set fire on it? Mr. Bia, we are not stupid. We are not stupid. We have had enough of you, Lucifer. We have got enough. We have suffered enough of your wickedness, your demonic instincts. In Bachakagwe, we call you. That is who you are, the worst type of devil. I don't even know how we come about with you. If not because Aijo himself was as stupid as you are. Look at you. You are having a bank account of more than 250 million US dollars. Were you a businessman before you became president? Before you became president? Were you? Which business were you running? Were you doing human trafficking? Or selling cocaine or some other drugs? Or your father, Pam Vondo, sold cocoa and then banked that money for you? $250 million US dollars and above of our monies in your bank account. Not to talk of the millions that your wife Chantal Viguru is spending. You order all types of shoes and shirts and trousers and everything. Mr. Bia, let me tell you something. There is one thing I want you to know. When you die, your lifeless body will be as worthless as your living body. Let me repeat. When you die, and very soon you will die, I don't think I am waiting for God to call you. I am not. That is the perception of someone who is fear-drenched. I'm not waiting for God to call you because someone said you are 80, your time will come. No. There is no time to wait to end who you are. A disaster to the people of Cameroon. There is no time. We need to stop you now. Now, Mr. Bia. We must pull you away from our backs. You are that unwanted heavy laden. Look, when someone has jigger on his toes, until you remove that jigger, you cannot have a nice sleep. In other words, you, Mr. Bia, you are like an abscess that has gradually gotten ready for incision. If we don't operate that abscess for the ugliness of the pus to come out, we will not sleep. So what have I said, Paul? Bia, Paul, I said you are an abscess, you are a cancer, you are a jigger to the people of the Federation of Ambazonia, likewise the people of la Republique du Cameroun. I told you to leave me alone. You didn't hear. I told you to leave me alone. You have broken my body physically. You have reduced me to nothingness. You have thingified me, depersonalized me, and dehumanized me. That is the same thing you have done to the people of Ambazonia. We do not need an angel to come from heaven in broad daylight to save us. Paul Bia. We know, those of us from the Federation of Ambazonia, that if we are not safe, there will be no salvation for the people of la Republique du Cameroun. It is good. You see, you know very well that the people are weak. So you can easily issue licenses for off licenses and beer parlors to spring all over the place. When they drink out their sorrows, their fears, and their weakness, they go to sleep, only to get up again the next day to face the same consequences. Paul Bia, a dead man is not afraid of a coffin. When you are dead, you are dead. That is who we are. We are dead people. I am a dead man. You see, I'm very small, as I said before. They don't need a bigger coffin to bury me. Better eat even that. Now, will even have the possibility where they can cremate the body. So I've made my peace with God. I've made my peace. But there is one thing I've equally made, that I am not prepared to continue to live under a system which people consider as peaceful, which in reality, it is what I call a temporal negative peace. TNP. That is the type of peace that has been reigning in La République du Cameroun. The type of peace you have imposed on the people of Ambazonia for so many years. A temporal negative peace. If it means we must destroy you, your family, those within your tribe, your proconsuls within Ambazonia, your acolytes within La République du Cameroun, that we need to destroy you to remove you from our backs in order for us to have what I call a permanent positive peace, so be it. We will not wait for the United States. Neither are we waiting for the United Kingdom. Neither are we waiting for France, Germany. No way. When you steal from us, when you rob from us, when you rape our natural resources and take it to these countries, they never refuse to bank it for the good of their own economy. We will and we must destroy you and your regime. I only fear for your end. Because as a human being, as a person, what happened to Samuel Kanyang Do was just a child's play. We will drag your body, even if you die. We will tie it and drag it on the streets. So that nobody in Ambazonia or in neighboring La République du Cameroun should again ever attempt to thingify the people of any of these two nations. You must be the example we must set in order to end tyranny in our own part of the world. How many people did Saddam Hussein gassed when he was accused of using chemical weapons against the Kurds? Just 103 or 130. How many have you killed? When no Western forces have invaded La République du Cameroun to kick you and your morons out of authority, how many have you killed? Do you know how many lives you continue to waste every day? In my father's homeland, Ichati, we have a health clinic where there is no paracetamol. When people are sick in Mundani today, I mean today, this date I'm calling, Sunday, November 13th, 2016, they still tie them on sticks to carry them to Menji, to Fontaine for treatment. How proud are you for that in the 21st century? They tie them on sticks. And then you create mushroom schools all over the place, where children sit on bricks, some on the grass. Teachers, you don't pay them. The curriculum you've destroyed. You make sure we cannot learn our history. You do not only destroy it, you bring in people like Julius Ngo and the others to distort our history. What type of rattlesnake are you? What type of rattlesnake? Are you truly born of a woman? Did your mother carry you for 9 months? You can't learn? Do you actually believe there is a life after death? Because this is what I have been convinced of. That anybody who believes there is life after death cannot be as wicked as you are. If you believe that you will pay the consequences in your next life, you will not do these things. You will not, Paul Biya. You will not. You see, your madness, it is that madness that runs you so crazy in such a way that every time there is an issue, you think you have a launch pad of Ebenezer Akwanga. Let me pin it on him, and then it will just go away. You don't learn your lesson. Ebenezer Kwanga is the unsolvable cashew in your life. Cashew, the one that you cannot dilute. That's who I am in your life. And don't even think that the plot you are making, that if I die, that will be all. That might hasten my spirit to find out where you are. Because even in your room where you are sleeping, I will be there. You moron. If you think you are a man, move on the streets, even in that Yaoundé or Mvomeka, without any gendarme or police behind you. Move freely. Your own neighbors in Mvomeka who don't even have bush lamb, who use turukan, they will be the one to use sticks to send you to meet your old man. Which kind of done be this? Which kind of balog be this? First you come out. Who do you think you are? You leave the country, La Republique du Cameroun, for 1 full month, even against your own very constitution. And nobody dares to challenge you. The almighty Paul Biya. Look at you. Look at you. This message, I want it sent to the Vatican. Get it. Send to the Vatican when you get it. Send it to their websites. Let your people listen to it. Learn that the Ebenezer Kwanga, which you asked to be sexually molested, to be fed with human feces and urine, that his teeth should remove. The Ebenezer Kwanga that you asked to dance on gravel at Jakiri, that Paul Biya before God, is that Mutungu that will never go away. That Jiga, that cancer that will kill you. You think I'm mad? Oh yes. If I am mad for freedom. If I'm crazy for liberty. You, what are you crazy for? What are you mad for? Is it not to steal? To kill? Just like what your brother, your father, your uncle, Lucifer is doing? You are the first to run to church. You take the taxpayers' money and you sign big checks and you drop in the offertory trail. You want to sit at the front of the pews. I was born a Cameroonian. I shall live a Cameroonian. Moron like you. I have done something with my life, Mr. Biya. I have tried very hard to live for my people. Those who have accepted me as their leader and those who are still finding it difficult to accept that the child of a peasant, a child from nowhere, a child with a Bakore blood and a Monani blood can be anything good for them. I've done something with my life. I am not perfect. But you know, when you make an attempt to bribe me as student leader of the University of Boya, when you asked Herbert Nganjo Endeli of late that they should ask to open a bank account for me, buy me a house, buy me a car, and make sure that the university will be responsible for paying my tuition from year 1 to any level. And when I rejected it, I became what you call an aberration in your life, because you have grown up in a society where people do not refuse bribe. I have done something to my life. You sent 500 million. I don't even know whether they were the counterfeits that you have printed out, that they should give to me while in prison, that I can give away the struggle of my people. Since you knew I come from a peasant home, I haven't seen so much money, I will succumb to it. You did that twice. And you got my message. That I cannot be tainted with blood money. I ask that you collect that very money you were sending to bribe me, to make sure there are good hospitals in Ambazonia. That you collect that money and think about the people of Ndian, Mbonge, Frunkankan, Furawa. You could not believe that someone who is in prison, illegally jailed by you, that you were trying to find a way to give him freedom, and not just freedom, to make him wealthy, was still not willing to bend to your whims and caprices of bribery and corruption. I have done something with my life that even in my imperfection, I have learned to stood up. I have learned to stand against you. I am not perfect. I do not think I have the answers to every issue. But I have a conscience that no amount of money or threats or intimidation from you can ever buy. For morons like you, have only one thing that history will remember them. 72 hours after your death, you are forgotten. Have you heard anybody say anything about Mobutu? Except when someone wants to cite an example, like citing an example about you? But you will hear people who talk about Nelson Mandela. He wasn't a saint, but he fought a good fight. You, the day you die, either naturally or from our own hands, though I would prefer the latter, I don't know whether you will go with pants, trousers, innerwear or shirt. The day you die, I am convinced that because of the level of wickedness in you, even hell will refuse your corpse. You are not just a disgrace to humanity. You are a shame to the death. Because of the life of one Frenchman, which of course is important, what did you do, Mr. Bia? Because of the life of one Frenchman, what did you do? What did you do? You began an operation with a certain General Philip Pai. You sent men to my 16. They went and abducted Mola Monyonge, Paulo, and he was killed and buried in a mass grave. Nine innocent men. They called them the Bepanda 9. What happened to them? What did you do to them? That is not even all. What did you do to Captain Geranda Mbara many years after he had escaped because of the coup which you said took place to overthrow your government? Do you think people are celebrating why that coup failed, or they are regretting that it did not succeed? Paul Biya. We can no longer wait for natural consequences to end you. To end you, this disaster that has befallen the people of Ambazonia and the people of La Republique du Cameroun. I will ask each and everyone who will watch this video to get involved. I will come after you. If I don't have the arms, I will use African Freedom Radio. That will begin broadcasting live within the next 1 week to come after you. I will let the world see how ugly you are for what you have done, not just to me and to my people, but to your own people. You think you can murder your way to eternity. You think you can assassinate your way to eternity. You think you can just hang on to power to eternity. Even Methuselah died. Paul Biya. Methuselah died. The oldest man that ever lived, as the Bible teaches us. Will it be unlawful to overthrow your government? I don't think so. Will it be unlawful to hold you and your direct family accountable? I don't think so. Will it be unlawful for the state of La Republique du Cameroun to confiscate what you have buried at Mvomeka? All the starch properties you have kept in the Western world? I don't think so. Live our lives. You said you will not. We will make you live our lives on our own terms. And we accept responsibility for making you live our lives. I hope you will watch this video. You will see me speak to you candidly, fervently, and vehemently. You will know that I'm not just angry, Mr. Biya. You will see the amount of hatred that you have created in me. The amount of hatred that you have created in my people, the people of Ambazonia. You will realize that even the people of La Republique du Cameroun needs to be free. And that their freedom will begin with the freedom of the people of Ambazonia. Mr. Biya, tyrants don't have anywhere to hide. Those who fight for freedom, for justice, for true liberty, for equality, have a place to hide in the good books of history and in the hearts and minds of those who understood how just the causes they have fought for have been. You thought you have erased Amadou Babatura Aidjo from the history of La Republique du Cameroun. We will not just erase you. We will disappear you from our minds forever. You are a cancer that no scientist can ever have a cure. Therefore, you must be destroyed. I will not let you come after me. I will not let you go after my people. I will not let you continue to belittle even the people of La Republique du Cameroun. We need to stand up to you. Your regime and all what it stands for deserve nothing else than to be doomed. You are not just a disaster. You are not just the embodiment of real evil. You are evil itself. Is there any other adjective I haven't used to describe who you are? Monster? Is there any other adjective? What do you think you will get from Oben Maxwell, Eyong? You have made him from being a boy to a man. And that is who he is in our hearts. You have turned Numvi Walters from being a simple comrade to comrade brother. That is what he, Chair, and others are in our hearts. You have immortalized Kang Zachariah Ndifet, Chinomu Martin, Yimbu Patrick, Ntaneng Emmanuel, Ntaneng Daniel, Philip Tete, Ngwa Richard Fomuso, Fai Lawrence, Yimbu Patrick. You have immortalized these men and the thousands you have killed in the former British Southern Cameroons in the state of Ambazonia. It is you and Aijo who immortalized Nyobe, Felix Roland Momi, and Ernest Owanji. Look at you. Look at you. You say you are a man while you are living in permanent fear. You are living in permanent fear. You call yourself a man. Can you walk the streets without the guns pointing at the other direction? Can you even go to toilet to ease yourself without military men standing at the door? Who do you think you are? And you know why you live in fear? For all the evil you have done. I don't believe in the adage that the evil that men do live after them. No. We will not allow your evil live after you. You and your regime must be destroyed. Do you know how many of our daughters, our sisters, our girlfriends, our aunts, our nieces, you have forced into prostitution? You have chased out of the country where they have to beg to live, where they have to sell themselves to even men who do not shower because they are looking for a means to live, to stay alive. Do you know how many of our brothers and sisters, your policies have pushed them to be suicidal? Do you know how many Ambazonians you killed every passing day? Those they cannot carry, those who are unable to reach the hospital in Menji, in Furawa or Funkangang or Sabongari. You brought war to us and imposed fear because we have not yet carried out the guns to stand up to you. You have the audacity to talk about war, which you started long ago. You, this dreaded tarantula. You, this cousin of Lucifer, armed robber, thief, embezzler. Since you have refused to get out of our back, we will come after you. And we will accept our responsibility. Do not think we are afraid to go to jail. Do not think I'm afraid to be labeled. After all, Jesus Christ was called an extremist. I could be an extremist, a terrorist for freedom, for justice for my people. You are a terrorist for the destruction, an extremist for the annihilation of my people. I can assure you, you will pay for this. Your family will pay for this. Each and every one of them. These are not mere words. You will see them come to pass. You will see them. You too will eat corn chaff in Kondenge with cockroaches flies in them as you fed me. Your day for the people's justice is fast approaching. Just like now, then you will have nowhere to hide. I will use African Freedom Radio to further expose who you are. I will use it to come after your regime. And until that regime is crumbled, until every individual in that regime is destroyed, your generals, your commissioners of police, your legion commanders, and every one of them, I will not wrestle on my laurels. I will come after them. You can send your trolls to insult me, to say whatever they want to say. I will come after you. You dreaded tarantula. You are good for nothing than the dustbin of history. Thief, state robber, embezzler, rapist. You will definitely pay for this. Make your plans. Set your plots. Build up files against me. You will pay for it. This I can assure you. You, Mr. Bia, will pay for it. Not long from now, you will pay for it. There will be no place to hide. And one last thing. When you I repeat, when you continue to send your rapid intervention battalion to molest our people, when you continue to augment the level of fear, not just in Ambazonia, but in La Republique du Cameroun, when you think that you can play God, there is one thing you should remember. There is one thing. That even in our poverty, even with our battered bodies, even with our broken hearts, we are better than you. I have no reason to say give me liberty or give me death, because I'm not asking you to give me freedom. You are not holding my freedom. And I will not let you to draw a timetable for my freedom. That will be drawn and has been drawn by me. And the timetable for the freedom of Ambazonia and for the freedom of the people of La Republique du Cameroun will both not be drawn by you, Mr. Moron, Mr. Dictator, Mr. Tyrant. That timetable has already been drawn by the people. I will not say your days are numbered, for they have been numbered long ago. It's now time for execution. Dreaded tarantula. The time for justice is not far off. You will pay for this.